on, guys?
Hey, what's going
All
on?
5 of us for once.
I know.
It's like
excited.
a sweep.
What could go wrong?
Yeah,
I've missed
pretty
like
much
the last
everything.
month.
Well, Milk, let's start with you then. Who are you bringing to the bar this week?
Well, since I've been gone, you guys have been ignoring all the Tampa topics, so I'll bring those back into play. Haven't heard
Ew.
one word about the Rays, so I'm going to take Kevin Cash to the bar and congratulate him on his first month or so of the season. He overtook the Yankees over the weekend, of course, and we're in first place. Little celebration and find out how he can keep it going. Because
Second best record in baseball.
yeah. Run differential is pretty bad though, so we'll see what happens. Cautiously optimistic.
So we're celebrating in May? Is that what we're doing now?
No.
It would have been nice if you could have.
It's nice. It's nice.
It would have been nice if you could have a run like that at the end of April. There, that would have been helpful, buddy.
That would have been helpful for the first.
All right, yeah, for that bet.
Since
Great.
yeah,
By the
Then-
way, I do want to real quick. I want to address some allegations that have been made about me that I have missed the last month of this pod to avoid being on when you guys are talking about the NBA, and I do want to confirm that that is absolutely true. So I was trying to miss the last month. But I shaved off at least the first round, I think, right?
yeah. It's maybe the second round for some of us here. All right, Rooster, who are you bringing to the bar?
I'm going to bring Wemby to the bar.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna congratulate him for that well-delivered elbow to the jaw of Naz Reid in Game 4 Sunday.
You really enjoyed that.
I think these guys in the NBA look at Wemby and he looks like a giant giraffe, and they think they can bully him and push him around. And he needed to deliver a little message, and he did. I think it was good.
All right,
Man has his breaking point, right?
Yeah.
all right. House, what about you?
Well, having been swept in both the hockey and NBA playoffs, I have no interest in talking about anything other than running. So I'm going to.
Hey, Nace, we got to light up the cigars.
Yeah, let's go.
The teams are out.
Let's
have
go.
have we all been introduced to Gout Gout? You guys know about this dude, right?
60 Minutes.
Yeah. Yo, Usain Bolt have a seat. There's this kid. Wait, you guys, this kid's a freak. He's 18 years old. He's from Australia. He ran a 19.67 200-meter race, which set the record for basically someone under 20 and would have been the bronze in Paris. He will, by the time he's fully matured, his body is still like developing. He's been training under this woman, Di Shepherd, since 6 years, last like 6 years. This guy's going to break every record. Look him up. His name is Gout Gout, like the disease in your foot. It's kind of fun to watch, and it's more fun than hockey and basketball right now. So that's who I'm taking to the bar. Have a drink at 18 with me, Gout Gout. Let's
House.
Is it more fun than baseball, House?
Yeah.
No, I like baseball again. But it's May.
Did you see the 60 Minutes?
Yeah.
So is he running the 100 too, or just the 200?
He's running the 100 and the 200. Yeah.
Because they didn't really show any 100 performances.
No, but he did do a 100 performance recently that was like 10.04. It's crazy. I mean, he's 18 years old.
By the way,
so
if the
I'm in the running
Sixers
crew
had
with
swept the Knicks, what are the chances that House would have been as quiet about it as I have been?
No, I mean, what was I going to say?
Rooster, I intend to
you
stoke that tonight.
You
We
can
will
say
get
as much.
there.
What can I say? Like this, I said it a couple weeks before.
All right, hold your
And
powder.
God- all right.
Hold your powder. We're going to get to that.
Oh,
my
there's some
Pope, who are you bringing to the bar, Pope?
Well, last week I brought Masai Ujiri, who was our new president of basketball operations. And this week I'm going to bring Mike Schmitz, who is our new GM. And we're going to figure out what we're going to do at number 9 because, you know, House, you and I have been talking about how great a draft this is going to be. I'm just not – after like 7, I'm a little worried about quality of the players. And, man, I would love to see fucking Darius Acuff as a Mav. And if we need to trade up,
You're going to have to move
whatever.
up to get that.
Got to move up. I know. But I don't know. We'll see. That's what we're going to talk about.
All right, I'm bringing John Wall to the bar.
John Wall.
John Wall.
Is he still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
John
know
Wall
why.
was the last number one pick the Wizards had, and he was our representative yesterday when they pulled the cards. And so I'm looking for a little John Wall luck. He brought us the number one pick after complete disaster the last couple of years in the lottery. So I'm going to buy John a beer.
You can't screw this up.
If any
One
franchise
obvious
could,
choice. One obvious choice.
Yeah.
if any
I haven't seen-
franchise could.
Any indication you might not go that way.
We're
Yeah.
going to talk about that tonight.
All right, well, let's get into SMQB madness. Geez, are we finally going to get to an end?
This is just like NHL when the ice is basically melting. So here's where we are. We're going to cover the Final Four and one shining moment, the final, all at the same time. We're going to go right into it. We're going to have our battles, and we are going to declare a champion of the greatest sporting event that there is. Our Final Four, interestingly, includes the Final Four, the only 3 seed to have made it through, and 3 1 seeds. So the Final Four, men's Final Four basketball, will go up against the Major League Baseball World Series. Wow. Good luck. And then in the other one, we have the extravaganza of the Super Bowl versus the always exciting NHL Stanley Cup. So why don't we start over there with the Super Bowl versus the NHL Stanley Cup? I will start, and it's not just because the Flyers bowed out. I think the NHL Stanley Cup is very exciting. I think the last couple years between the Panthers and the Oilers was unbelievably exciting, but nothing holds a candle, at least on this side, to the Super Bowl. It's not always the greatest game, but whether you're watching on TV, whether you're going in person, it's the most epic sporting event that we have. I think the Super Bowl is heads and shoulders above the Stanley Cup. That's my vote. I'll go over to Rooster.
I agree that it is the most epic event that we have, but I'm casting my vote based on my viewer enjoyment. And I've been to a Super Bowl. I've watched every one of them since I was a kid, and they're rarely a good game. I mean, it's not just that they're sometimes bad games; they're rarely that good. I mean, you're watching it for the halftime entertainment and the commercials. I think a Stanley Cup Finals is way more exciting, so I'm going Stanley.
Woo! Upset in the making. Well, let's see. We're going to go over to Bison.
Well, listen, there's very few things that unite the country like watching the Super Bowl. However, I think that the Super Bowl in some ways represents all that's bad about sports. It's just so commercialized. It doesn't really have anything to do with the actual game. That's not what's being celebrated. And when you think about the heart and the energy and the emotion of winning the Stanley Cup, I just don't think it can compare to that. So I'm taking the Stanley Cup Finals.
Holy mackerel.
Wow.
We have
this guy's running
2
for
votes.
office.
Wow.
2 votes for Boston College. Okay, let's go over to Pope. I know it's been a while, like as in 31 years since you hoisted one of these, but how do you feel about the Super Bowl versus the Stanley Cup?
Man, thought this was going to be easy. I've been to the Stanley Cup Finals. I have not been to a Super Bowl. I agree with Bison that skating the cup is probably the hardest championship to win from a major sports franchise perspective. Harder than a World Series, harder than Super Bowl, harder than NBA championship. But man, it's the fucking Super Bowl. I mean, it's everything in the entire year is centered around when's the next Super Bowl? What's the lead up to it? It's just, yeah, I mean, it's hard to. So are we voting for, I got to decide this. Are we voting for the game, the Super Bowl? Or are we voting for the experience?
It's your vote. It's your vote.
I know.
We
And
can't get in the
that's
booth
what I'm
with you.
wrangling with. And I've said the Stanley Cup is the most exciting, of the 4 to watch, especially when we get to like a game 7, towards potentially an overtime. But I don't know. I feel like the Super Bowl is it, and can't do it. I'm going Super Bowl.
Milk.
Ooh.
Where are we at right now? Are we tied?
Yes.
We're
2-2,
tied.
Milk.
It's come down to you, bud.
Tampa Bay has
No pressure, Milk.
carried a couple of Stanley Cups in very recent memory. Tampa
Seen a lot of
Bay
these recently.
has carried a Lombardi trophy recently. Tampa Bay gets to make the deciding vote. What are you going to do?
Look at him.
Mr. Missing in
He's
action.
torn
I'm
up.
just trying. I'm going through my memory. There's been so many. You know, I'm sorry. Like, I agree. A 7-game series of the Stanley Cup is really exciting, but nothing beats the Super Bowl. One game. I know it's commercialized now, but it's the end of the season. I mean, there's been some unbelievable Super Bowls recently too, not just boring ones. It doesn't beat it. And come on, if the last Stanley Cup we had to watch a Canadian team. Come on, and we don't have that in the NFL. So I'm going the Super Bowl.
Okay. So the NFL squeaks by thanks to Mr. Logical. Thank you for doing that, Milk. So we've got the Super Bowl in the final. And we now are going to, I thought this was going to be way more of a debate. We've got in the other semifinal, we've got the Final Four, as epic as it gets, against Major League Baseball World Series, coming off probably one of the greatest World Series maybe ever, or certainly in a long time. Let's maybe start with a layup and go to Bison.
Well, look, I mean, we're celebrating America's 250th birthday this year. I mean, if you can't figure out that the answer here is the World Series, I don't know what's wrong with you. There is nothing that binds us together as Americans more than the World Series. It's just something that there's just something magical about it. It's even better on TV, honestly, than the Super Bowl is. I just don't even think that this is a close. And I love the Final Four. That's what we're going up against. I didn't really even listen because it doesn't matter. But I mean, I love the Final Four. I think the Final Four is fantastic. But this is the World freaking Series. There just shouldn't be any debate about it.
I know last year was special, but if this is the Dodgers-Yankees Invitational, you can count me out. That's where we're headed with all of this.
But it hasn't been.
That's where we're headed. The Final Four is must-see TV. It's so exciting. They still, even if they're being paid, they're still kids. And it's just an incredible spectacle. I'm an American, and I subscribe to Bison's 20-year plan, but I think the Final Four is more exciting overall than the Major League Baseball World Series, which, if we're listening to Rooster a minute ago, it's a yawner most of the time.
No,
so
never.
I'm putting a vote in for the Final Four, and we're going to go over we're going over to Rooster because I think we have his vote.
I think you guys are a bunch of communists.
Yes.
Whoa. Seriously, come on.
We invented basketball too, by the way.
Wow.
Take yourself back to post 9/11, and what brought the country together more than when the Yankees went back and took the field?
We all went shopping.
Come on. I mean, Major League
The
Baseball
Yankees?
is the national pastime, and the World Series
Yankees
is as exciting as it gets. Last year being a prime example. Two teams I never even would bother to watch during the regular season put on a spectacular World Series.
Okay.
You can watch college basketball anytime.
We have 2 votes for Major League Baseball World Series, 1 vote for the Final Four. Let's go over to Pope.
You're going to let Milk potentially decide
To break this again?
of these?
That's what happens.
We've
when
missed
that's
him.
what happens
We've
when you
missed
skip
him.
out.
He knows where Pope is landing on this.
It's going to be
He's setting up the
awesome.
drama.
Wow. I don't know. It'll be drama. Look, I have been to.
You can end it right now, by the way.
I could. You're right. So I have personal experience at Final Fours, and I've been to the World Series. I think I've seen both Ranger series. There is a lot of pageantry with the World Series. It is, when it gets close towards the end of the game and you're trying to close out a game, there's a lot of drama. But man, the Final Four is it's just the best sporting experience. Just going there and participating, watching everybody, all four schools. The Final Four Saturday is nuts. Arguably the Final Four championship game, sometimes it doesn't deliver, but the Final Four experience, give me the Final Four, baby.
Pope,
Wow.
you live in Texas, right?
Correct.
How do Texans take to burning the flag? I'm thinking not very well. That's basically what you just did. Okay. So I'm just saying,
It's a little
maybe
aggressive.
no dark parking lots for the next couple of weeks
little
by
aggressive.
yourself.
It's 2-2.
By the way,
Milk,
I like the new something about Mary hairdo too there.
I like it.
I know, right?
What do you got going there? Is that gel?
No.
Ugh. Okay, Milk. You've also thrown up a few Final Four trophies in your recent day.
That's right.
And it's very clear
Not a World Series.
you've never thrown up
Never
a
thrown one.
World Series trophy over your shoulders.
Stopped that from happening, you
Okay.
son of a bitch.
Yep. 2000.
God, this is a hard one, guys.
Think of your kids, Milk. Think of your kids.
Yeah,
I know.
Come on, man.
You've hit me. I'm very biased, especially right now in this point of my life with my kids, whose
But Thomas Houck,
number one sport is baseball. I spent the entire weekend at a
Walter
baseball
Clayton Jr.
tournament. I can't. I agree. It's as American as it gets. World Series baseball.
No!
Bring
Wow.
it through.
Wow.
I can't
Okay.
do it.
There
I'm
we
not
go.
doing
There we
Final Four. Go Gators.
Your
though.
little Yankees fans will thank you.
I gotta put. My kids would kill
This
me if I picked the
selection
Final
committee is going to win an Emmy and an Oscar at the same time. Here we are. We are at the World Series versus the Super Bowl. Dare I say Yankees versus Dodgers? Dare I say, I don't know. This is the battle of the Titans. So here we are. We might as well just get the vote over with quickly from Bison because we already know what he did. Super Bowl versus Stanley Cup. So 1 vote for baseball.
Yeah, you got it. That's right. And the last argument I'll make in favor of the World Series is, again, this is all that's right in the world with baseball. Now that they've got the pitch clock figured out, now that they got all this stuff moving, the game's humming along, it's a lot more exciting. And the Super Bowl continues to be about the fucking commercials. Okay, that's all.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
why
Ray.
does the Super Bowl continue to be about the commercials? Because more people on Earth are watching that sporting event than anything other than the World Cup, which unfortunately got bounced.
That's
earlier.
not inundated with commercials.
Well, because soccer's played differently. It's a straight 45 and then a 45. I just think the Super Bowl, we have parties around it. We have squares around it. We have all kinds of pastimes around a sporting
Because you
event.
have to entertain yourself since the game's so dull.
Everything. No, come on. It's the same reason why we do brackets around the Final Four. Baseball is great because baseball is America's pastime. Pastime. The Super Bowl, baseball is amazing. And yeah, I think the World Series will be a great runner-up, but they should be a runner-up, and I'm going with the Super Bowl. That's 1-1.
2-1.
Oh, there's 2-1 for you, Rooster, for baseball? Okay. Well,
Ooh. Milk, you and me are the deciders.
Pope, go for it.
Okay, I'm going to go back to Pope. So, it's 2-1. Baseball leading.
You set this shit up ahead of time, didn't you?
Look,
You
I
set
already-
this up ahead of time.
I already dumped the World Series for the Final Four. You think I'm going to fucking
It's
promote the
2-2,
World
man.
Series now?
It's 2-2.
Super Bowl, baby. Give me a Lombardi every 30
Here we
fucking
go.
years.
You're deciding the fate of the greatest SMQB madness.
The weight of the world is on me. Oh my God.
Don't fuck this up, Milk.
Milk, one thing to think about, Milk, too, is, the culmination of the postseason. And how many times have we seen that team get hot going into the postseason? And, there's always a little bit of a surprise in the postseason leading into the World Series.
This is going to be such a different answer if Jaden Daniels finds his magic. next year he'll vote completely differently.
Some recency.
Very
I don't
big
know.
recency
I
bias.
mean, I will tell you, winning the Super Bowl is one of the better experiences of your life. I mean, that night was absolutely amazing.
And you get to go to Disney World.
But you've never won a World Series. I don't think you can decide on that, on the experience, on the feeling, because
Was he eliminated because of that?
No, I just don't think that's why you should decide.
Yeah, but the Dodgers have ruined it for me recently.
Well, you pissed Rooster off and he left.
Yeah, Rooster's
right.
like,
I don't like the direction that baseball is headed right now. I don't like that the Dodgers are in the damn World Series every year. I don't like. I put them through to the finals, but I think at the end of the day, I gotta go Super Bowl.
It is the Super Bowl.
I gotta go Super Bowl. I'm sorry.
The greatest.
Give me a Lombardi.
I can't. The Super Bowl has to win this. I'm sorry.
The Super Bowl joins. I don't even remember what rock band it was. I don't remember what cookie it was.
Bison, you can blame the salad.
Was it the peppermint? What was it? What was it?
I think it was Samoa's.
The Samoas. And what was the rock band? I don't even remember.
I think it was it was Zeppelin. It was Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Super Bowl joins Led Zeppelin and the Samoas.
We've lost Rooster. He said, "Screw
we'll fill him in. We'll fill him in." Well,
hey,
this was
it's a tribute to Lamar Hunt, guys. Good job.
Because that's what we should be doing, is a tribute to Lamar Hunt.
It was his brainchild, Super Bowl, and however many years later, it's still number one.
Rooster, you can send Milk a present. He chose the Super Bowl.
Oh, Milk. I'm disappointed.
You can blame the Dodgers.
I'm so disappointed in you.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Don't
worry,
blame the Yankees.
Rooster and I will fill in and take care of your kids for you.
Don't get me wrong. I love football. I just am not a big fan of what the Super Bowl has become.
Truth.
Hey, before in it.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? The Giants have won more Super Bowls than the Bucs.
Yeah,
have
when I was
been
5.
You mean,
Rooster, talk to us about some of our sponsors. We gotta move on here.
Before we move on, we should thank Supio. Supio has developed a great AI for law firms to use in connection with their case management systems. Injury Board, the premier networking group for plaintiffs' lawyers in the world. Assembly, which developed NEOS and other great case management software programs. And Digital Law Marketing, the best law firm website company out there. You'll hear more about them later in the show, and you can check them out on our website at smqbs.net.
All right, Milk, if you want to take a quick little nap right now, that's probably a good time for you, because we're going to talk NBA.
I'm losing service here. Sorry.
Playoffs and drafts.
Is kicking in.
I mean, House, I was going to go to you for the NBA playoff update, but I think by virtue of a 4-0 ass whooping, Rooster probably has honors here. So.
Let's not forget that the Sixers eliminated the Celtics. I mean,
what a gift to you, by the way.
What in the world happened to the Sixers?
Rooster, the Sixers sucked, but come on. There's never been a shooting series. What's gotten to the Knicks?
The Knicks could not miss in that. So it didn't matter if Edgeworth had played up to his potential and Maxey did too. Yeah. Edgecombe, neither one of them played as well as they had been playing, but I don't think it would have mattered because the Knicks could not miss.
It doesn't matter who the player is on the Knicks if they're beyond the arc they're making. I've never seen anything like it.
I haven't either from this team particularly because they were pretty cold at the end of the season.
It's a runaway train in the East. I can't see Detroit or Cleveland beating them unless they turn it into like
they revert back to form, you know.
But that's the thing. I mean, somebody's hot one series, then they can get ice cold, right? I mean, that's just the nature of the game, isn't it?
Their bench scores so many points. They run so deep, the Knicks. They just run so deep. And, even when their centers get in foul trouble or other, Brunson creates so many shots. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't like some of his flopping, but you got to give him his flowers. He
Wait
creates.
Wait a minute. You
No,
can't
come
say
on.
that as a
There we
Sixers
go.
fan.
There, all right.
Come on.
There's a lot of times. It doesn't matter.
Was hit the floor more times than he scored points in some of those games.
Well, he has to actually. He's been taught to like for his knees. It's better for him to go down on the floor than to land straight on his feet. So people think it's like a purposeful flop, but it is purposeful for his health. But we shouldn't talk about the Sixers. They're about to fire Daryl Morey.
Wait, we do. There's one. I'm sorry. We have to.
Wait a minute. You're not.
We have to address one thing with the Sixers. We do.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Look, I will tell you. Look, the people don't like going to Eagles games because the passion, putting it nicely, the passion of the Eagles fans, and the Phillies had a movie made out of a chant for a guy who was slumping because they all got behind Trey Turner, and even Barack Obama produced this little video about the loyalty of the fans and the support. What happened that literally the Knicks players called out all of Philadelphia, the city of Philadelphia, for not showing up for their team? It's just so unlike Philly.
I don't know if it is anymore.
No,
it's
stop
the quote
it.
from
Go. I just
I
want
used
you
to think Philly was a sports.
I want you to watch the 5 minutes of the handshake line after the Flyers got swept by Carolina.
We're talking about basketball.
I understand, but you had if you're talking about the city, you had 20,000 people remaining in the seats after the team got swept, saying "Let's go Flyers" with a standing ovation. They do not like this team, the Sixers. They are an unlikable team. And if it's Mother's Day and you're down 3-0 and you've already lost 3 games in the playoffs by 30 or more points, F it. You want to buy my fucking tickets for 50?
Bunch of narfs.
Wow.
Sounds like it.
You're excusing this. Interesting.
Well, listen, I don't want to take another shot at Josh Harris because I still want him to fire Daryl Morey. But I do think ownership can get involved in some of these things and prevent it from happening. That said, I don't know, Milk, listen, if Tampa was down 3-0 to, I don't care what team it is, Carolina, and you're not even competing in the series, and you have a ticket that is $250, but you could sell for $750, you wouldn't sell it? You know you're about to be swept at home with your kids crying right next to you.
But you say that that people don't like the team. I thought everybody loved Maxey and Edgecombe, right?
They do.
I mean,
they do. It's not enough.
What I'm saying isn't Tampa versus the world. That's all I'm saying. It's Philly versus the world unless we're down 3-0.
It's a shame.
I thought they loved him in Game 6 against the Celtics.
The city right now.
I felt a lot of Philly love in Game 6 against the Celtics.
By the way, they're going to do the same thing in Detroit or Cleveland. I do have a problem with celebrity fans from the Sixers giving up their seats and selling them to celebrity fans from New York. Sorry, M. Night Shyamalan, but giving your seats to Timothy Chalamet just doesn't.
Is that your celebrity fan? That's who you could come up with?
Do you
M. Night Shyamalan?
I mean,
that's what you got?
Do you have many better movies than The Sixth Sense? Come on.
Wow.
Come on.
All right.
Maybe go to the back of the barrel for
look,
the
Knicks are sitting pretty waiting on the Pistons and the Cavs. But in the West, I think Oklahoma's going to sweep the Lakers tonight.
That's for sure.
And is this LeBron's last game?
No chance.
No, I don't think so.
He's never leaving.
Yeah.
He's playing great.
But since Wemby did not get suspended, I think he's going to come back a man possessed, and the Spurs will go up 3-2 on Tuesday night and then hopefully finish off the T-Wolves. I still don't see them beating OKC. Does anybody?
They can.
I don't think
Probably
so.
not, but they can.
I mean, OKC hasn't lost a game yet.
I think the Knicks could probably take the Spurs, but not OKC. That's the way I see it.
I by the way, I want competitive basketball. And if this had been Jalen Brunson or whoever, Cat, doing that to Embiid, I would have said, find the guy $500,000, find him $2 million, and bring him back in the next game. I don't want to have an asterisk that I beat the Knicks because the guy was sitting. Right. I want competitive basketball.
Yeah.
Maybe by the maybe by the standards, there's an argument for suspending him. It's not good for the game of basketball. Fine the guy.
It's a discretionary. It's a weird rule. If he had punched him, it would have been an automatic 2-game suspension. He elbowed him harder than a punch, and it's discretionary.
Yeah, you probably knew that.
I mean, there were comparable elbows, though, where there was a 1-game suspension. My theory is that he basically got suspended by being ejected for almost the entire – it was beginning of the second quarter. So he's already missed almost an entire game. They just weren't going to give it to him.
The discretionary part of it also takes into account, has he had any other incidents like this? And so when a guy like Meta World Peace elbows somebody in the face, he gets
7
a
games.
7-game suspension. But Wemby's never done anything like this.
So one thing that's going to be interesting to see is, does Wemby start getting some calls underneath now? Because somebody has said, listen, this guy's taken shots all game long and this boiled over. And by the way, we would prefer not to have the potential face of the league out, ejected. So do the officials start protecting him a little more? But perhaps more interesting, have you seen the meme of Harper in the background?
Yes.
It is. If you haven't seen the Harper meme, you've got to go find it. He has this look on his face like all it says is holy fucking shit. I can't believe that just happened. It is amazing.
If OKC plays the Knicks, it will be the revenge of Isaiah Hartenstein.
Oh, that's right.
I think he was a big loss for the Knicks.
There's a storyline everyone will jump on.
No, I'm telling you right now, he is kind of the glue of any team he's on. Very underrated.
Well, we got to mention the draft too, not just because Washington got the first pick.
It's about time, though. It is about time they got it right.
This Wizards
the worst team gets the first pick. I wonder how that works.
I'm tired of the worst team getting the 9th pick every year.
Yeah, well, look, here's the thing. The timing's good because I think the league is going to start, disciplining or doing something on the tanking. So I think the generation of tanking may be over or coming to an end. And if that's the case, then Washington played it just about right. I've been saying since this new front office group came in that they finally had good basketball people making decisions. And it's taken 3 years of them to unload and completely rebuild the roster. It seems like if they don't screw this up, then this should be, the beginning of a really good core of young, talented guys. I'm really curious as to what Anthony Davis wants to do now. Does he look at the roster and say, you know what, this could be kind of fun and we could win here a little bit. So it'll be curious to see what happens. But there were some surprises in the draft.
Yeah, so the draft went Wizards 1, Jazz 2, Memphis 3, Bulls 4, Clippers 5, Nets 6, Kings 7, Hawks 8, Mavs 9, Bucks 10, Golden State 11. Although I agree with Pope about maybe there's some fall off after 7 or so, I still think it's a stacked draft. And if you have a lottery pick, it's a winner. But the big shock, if you did not catch the news on this, was that the Pacers made a trade this year to get Zubac, and they traded away Benedict Mathurin, another player, in exchange for a conditional pick. And if the pick was either 5 or 6, the team that they got Zubac from, the Clippers, got to keep it. But if the pick fell outside of 5 or 6, the Pacers kept it. So it was a gamble. And the Pacers went into a major tankathon and didn't quite get there and got to 5. And that's where the pick landed. The Pacers now have 0 draft picks this year. None in the first round, none in the second round. Their president of basketball, Kevin Pritchard, has already released not 1, but 2 apologies to the fans. That team is screwed bad.
And someone not fired.
Basically, he said, I didn't expect it to be 5 to 9. Sorry.
Well, you were wrong.
Come on.
Right. Oops.
I didn't think that would happen.
I'm just glad it didn't go to the Pacers or OKC. Can't keep having the rich get richer at the expense of teams like the Wizards.
Says the Yankees.
Well, Yankees. And when's the last time the Yankees had the first pick in the?
You don't need it when you buy everybody.
I think no, but the Rooster. It's a good point. I think those top four. It's going to be really interesting to see the race to who can turn that around the fastest, because all of them, like the Jazz, are a really interesting story. I mean, Lauri Markkanen is a stud. They have and then they got what's his face, Ace Bailey. So I mean, they've got a young team that can turn around fast. They're probably going to get Darren Peterson. Memphis is going to get Boozer or Wilson, and the Bulls will get the other one. And those are four superstars.
Right. And to your point earlier, Nate Ament, we saw him play, in Nashville. He's not going to be a superstar his first year. He needs to grow into that body some. But 3 years from now, he could be the best one taken in this draft.
Yeah, he'll probably be 10.
He'll
10
be
or
taking
11.
10, 11, 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy who tore up the whole tournament from Michigan, Yaxel Landenberg, he's probably going to go to the top. He's like 8, 9, 10, 11. That's crazy.
Acuff could go 6, 7. I mean, that's a damn good pick at 6, 7.
So 6, 7.
6, 7, 6, 7.
Well, if that wasn't dead before, it's dead now.
I'm excited. I am excited about this draft.
Well, we touched a little bit on the Wemby thing. And, that was something that was reviewed, on the floor with replay. We've got the robot umpires kind of now in MLB. There's a lot of tech coming into the field now, onto the field. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it working well? Where's it working well? Where doesn't it work well? I mean, it seems to me the NBA takes too long with all their reviews. They got to speed it up. Contrast that with baseball, which I actually think, it's against my purist heart, but they've figured out how to do the challenges, the balls and strike challenges, pretty well. They're really fast.
Very fast.
Well, it's not discretionary. It's like Cyclops in tennis. Either the ball was in or ball was out. Either it was a strike or not a strike.
And you only get 2 losses, right, on baseball?
Yeah.
Like I saw, I was watching the Rays game last week. The Blue Jays catcher used it twice in the bottom of the first inning, lost both. They were done. Like, no more. All right. I think baseball is great the way they do it.
I do too. Even for things though, like in the NBA, like who was the last person to touch the ball before it went out of bounds? They take way too long.
And they don't always get it right.
But here's the problem too with some of this stuff. And, it's not that interesting, but it's just an example because I just saw it with the Nationals. So there was CJ Abrams was stealing second. They called him, I think they called him safe. And then on replay, they changed it and called him out. The problem was baseball has this you can't block the bag rule anymore. And the fielder clearly had his entire shin down blocking the bag, but that's not reviewable. So, if you're going to look at it, you ought to be able to look at it and get everything right, not part of the play right.
I thought in baseball there is one manager challenge that can be done per game, and I thought that included tag plays or force plays.
It's not the tag play or the force play. They can't challenge the blocking of the bag. So so even though it was clear as day that his entire leg, Abrams slid in and his hand slammed into the guy's shin and they tagged. I mean, that should have been called blocking, but it's not reviewable. So they didn't call it on the field and then they overturned the call on the out.
Well, across the leagues, you guys hit the nail on the head. I mean, the criticism of all the video review across all these leagues is communication with the players and the fans and transparency as to what's going on. Because so many times it's just like it goes on for so long and someone's in a secret tunnel watching it. Sometimes you see the images that the refs are seeing, sometimes you don't. But let me ask you this, in the NFL, There's 2 challenges per game. If you get them both, if you get it right both times, you actually get a third one. And if you get it wrong, you lose a timeout each time. I think it's pretty fair how they have that set up. Of course, they always review all scoring plays and turnovers automatically. But the question is, what should be reviewable? There was a time when they allowed pass interference to be reviewable. That was a disaster. They took it away. But there are some times where people say roughing the passer, anything that's a 15-yard penalty, a roughing the passer or DPI, it's such a consequential play in the game, especially with DPI where it's the whole field. It's not just 15 yards. Do you guys think that should be reviewable?
Yeah, probably. I mean, if we're going to review some things, right? I mean, if you're going to review whether a guy, had the nose of the football over the 30-yard line for a first down in the first quarter of the game to keep a drive alive, then shouldn't you be able to review a pass interference play that's going to put the ball on the 1-yard line with 18 seconds left in the game?
So that's the thing.
Forgo a touchdown?
That's, I think, the great philosophical question. We've reached a point where the robots see better than the human eyes. So once we've introduced that to the game, do we just open the floodgates? Like with parameters, you can only use so many, et cetera, et cetera. But I agree, like, if you're going to be able to do a ball spot, why wouldn't you do something as consequential as a pass interference, or whether some of the roughing the passer ones are really bad because they're not
egregious.
They're not right. And by the way, on the ball spot stuff, I mean, don't we have the technology now where you could just, automatically have where if the player steps on the end line, it sets off an alarm or something, or if the nose of the ball crosses, I mean, you can't wire a field for this. You can't, but you can't wire the field for that kind of stuff and show, okay, that's a first down. You don't even have to measure anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if we
it's
have that
really
technology.
So I know you guys don't watch soccer, but
It's like
yesterday,
a dog fence.
Right, exactly. Yesterday, so Arsenal holds a very slim lead over Man City for the championship of Premier League. And at the end of the game, Arsenal was up 1-0. They're playing a team that is in the threat of relegation, West Ham. And West Ham remarkably scores a goal late in the game. But immediately, the goalie complains that his arm was held that prevented him from trying to make a save. The manager starts screaming too, and they basically create so much drama that they create video-assisted referee, VAR. And it took forever. But even then, there's still someone watching the video and making a subjective call about it. It's really interesting that as much as we know about like how video, like sure, balls and strikes, whether something crossed the line, those are, very objective. There's still a lot of subjectivity, even with the video review.
100%.
I just don't know that we've figured this out right across the sports, especially when we're still having arguments about these things that have been decided by video.
It's just the next level of argument now includes tech.
So maybe the answer is the things like the strike zone, like Pope was saying, it's either a ball or it's a strike. There's probably things in every sport that we do have the technology. The ball either crossed the 30-yard line and is a first down, or it didn't.
Inbounds or out of bounds.
Where his
take
foot
out
was
the
in or
subjective.
foot was out.
And if it's going to be subjective, then take the replay out of it and just, know that there's going to be wrong calls. And that's what we can all argue about.
If you could review every pass interference, coaches,
oh my God.
I mean, literally games would
5-hour
take 9
games.
hours.
Or like
Every
holding.
pass would
Could
be-
you imagine if you could challenge a holding
There's
call?
a holding on every play.
There's a holding on
There's
every
a holding
play.
on every play, and there's a foul in basketball.
Right.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
just use technology where it's going to make the game go faster and get things right. And other than that, let's just let people screw things up every once in a while.
I
These
was
things
hesitant on this ball strike thing. I was like, this is going to be stupid, but I kind of like it. I'm like, yeah, it was a strike.
These things in
Reverse.
college and pro basketball on whose fingertip touched a ball before it went, it takes forever. And it becomes subjective. It's really not objective in that situation.
Right. It just slows the game down, and you still don't feel like they fixed it half the time.
Depends on what color your laundry is, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Screw the refs.
All right. Anything else on the robots coming? Milk, I know that makes you uneasy. You've had to endure NBA talk and robot talk. It's got to be a little it's a rough night. You're never coming back. He's
Like
never coming
alien
back
talk
again.
next.
Right.
All right. Who's going to cover a little PGA for us?
So real
Tee
quick,
it up, pals. Tell us about
we're playing.
Aronimink.
We're playing in my backyard. We're playing in St. David's, Pennsylvania. It's about 15 miles outside of Philly. I grew up right next door to St. David's. Aronimink is a classic Donald Ross course. If you think about Pinehurst and those crown greens, you're going to see similar elevated greens with a lot of undulation. It's a very, very long golf course. I think it plays in the championship 73-94. There is a 605 par 5/9. There's one of the longest par threes in all of championship golf, 242 par 3 8th hole. There is a 546 par 4 15th hole. The closing 4 holes, if this tournament is remotely close, 16, 17, 18 are so hard, such hard holes. And 15 is extremely long par 4, that the closing holes, if this is close, is what's going to decide this tournament, which I think is great for tournament golf. The greens are unbelievably tough, unbelievably undulating. I think this, folks like Bryson, the long hitters should do well on this course. If you're a big long hitter and if your putting game is in the top, 20, that's what it's going to favor. This is not necessarily a U.S. Open strokes to green gained situation. It's really length of your ball and how you are on very uneven greens. So, Pope, who's going to win this thing?
Well, I mean, I know you said it's not like U.S. Open as far as, that analysis, but to me, the course kind of feels like a U.S. Open course. The way they've got it set up. I watched Gil Hands talk about the bunker complexes. I mean, those look really nasty. Like you're gonna have a half stroke penalty every time you go in, and there's like hundreds of bunkers,
almost 200 bunkers.
Yeah. So I mean, it's going to be
nightmare.
it is going to require somebody who's a good ball striker and has the distance so that they're not hitting long irons into all these long par 4s. I kind of analyzed this one as, most majors these days is kind of Scotty versus not Scotty. I mean, look at Scotty. Scotty is a defending PGA champion at Quail Hollow, and the last 3 tournaments, he's finished second: Masters, Harbour Town, and Doral. He's playing really well. He's in a groove. He just needs to avoid one bad round, which seems to be his bugaboo lately, which has basically prevented him from winning all 3 of those tournaments I mentioned. So I think Scotty is almost a prohibitive favorite, but it's golf, so the field is probably going to win somebody. Then I think the next 2 are Cam Young, who's playing amazing right now. He's got 2 wins at Doral and the Players in his last 5 tournaments. He had a bad Sunday yesterday at Quail Hollow because I thought he was going to run away with that on Saturday, the way he was playing. So I think Cam is probably my second favorite. And then, Rory hadn't played much since the Masters, and he kind of stepped on his dick at Quail Hollow. And I'm not sure, that he's ready for this course. Then you got I think the Euros. Look at Matt Fitzpatrick. He's playing great. Look at his brother. If you want to look for a dark horse, Jesus, his brother came out of nowhere, almost won the signature event yesterday at Quail Hollow. And Tommy Fleetwood is playing well. I don't know. I don't know where Bryson's head is right now. I just, he's thinking about YouTube versus Live. I don't know where he is on this. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be, I think Saturday and Sunday are going to be excellent TV, major golf watching days.
Is it just
Bryson and Rahm are like, do you think these live golfers are sort of relieved now that it's coming to an end or over? Like, I could see Rahm and Bryson playing well in this tournament because it's, I don't know if they wanted to be at live anymore, but I know contractually they have to be.
Right.
And it's probably, I think they see some freedom down the road. And now they made their own, they got to make the bed, whatever. But I don't know. I could see one of those guys challenging on Sunday.
Is it me or does it seem like there's just not that much excitement around this for some reason?
It's the PGA.
Well, the PGA
It's
is
the
the
PGA.
fourth
Always
major.
boring.
It's it's not always boring. Although last year Scotty ran away with it. I mean, I think just the PGA, compared to the Open, the Masters, U.S. Open, you just can't compare the PGA. So it's like the little, stepchild. But for golf, people like me, I love every major, and I think Sunday's going to be a great day. And by the way, we're hosting the PGA next year in Frisco at the new PGA course.
Home and home.
All right, guys. Who's got a punch?
I want to, I guess, start with the slap. Instinctive reaction to this latest NCAA cash grab of expanding the tournament to basically a participation medal tournament. We're now 64 to 76 teams. I don't know. I mean,
68.
maybe now even Georgetown will make it. I don't know.
Oh.
Like everybody. Oh, sorry.
Oh, oof. Fucking
Friendly
fire.
He went after the
Jeez.
Philly fans.
Wasn't friendly.
Sorry.
No.
Jeez. So yeah, guys, does anybody like this?
No.
Can we slap them?
No.
Yes.
It's awful.
Stupid.
It's stupid.
You like
Why-
it, Bison?
No.
No.
I hate it.
I don't like it. I don't hate it. It's going to be a non-factor. Now it's basically you got these extra teams, that Joe Lenardi and the bracketology guys. I mean, we're just extending it for another weak team out of a power conference or two, but they're not going to make any. As long as the 64 team tournament, and by the way, like ESPN, CBS, they're not even taking into account those games as far as when you put your bets in on your brackets. It's still 64 teams. It's a meh for me.
Yeah.
Anyone else with a punch?
That's where football's going too, by the way, I'm sure.
But yeah, they're going to
College,
24.
yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Well, college is a little different, though. I mean, you can make a case that there's 24 teams that could give you competitive games, and
Football.
for football,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we know
Texas and
that
Notre Dame and those schools
a
last year,
top
they would have been
25 team
competitive.
can challenge.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, and we know the 76th seed is not going to really cause any damage. Every once in a while, there'll be an upset. All right, any other punches? Who has got a lasso? Wah, wah. All right, buzzer beaters.
Well, I've got one. I think we should raise a glass in memory of Ted Turner, who
There you go,
died
Rooster.
recently. Created Turner Broadcasts Sports and TBS and TNT, and kind of turned the Atlanta Braves into a semi-America's team for a while there.
The Superstation when we were kids.
Brought baseball to the entire South. And then don't forget, too, he was Captain America in America's Cup. He was a Cup-winning yachtsman in the America's Cup. I think he won at least twice. So, he made a big contribution to the world of sports, and I think that's often forgotten.
Very flamboyant, charismatic, change maker.
He's also
owned the
responsible for preserving, I think, maybe the largest preserve in Montana, so that can't be developed.
He owns a lot of land there.
He owns more land than the federal government in Montana.
Yeah.
Yep. It's crazy.
Sure he did.
And he started Ted Montana's, where you can eat bison.
Yeah.
Ted's. Yeah, I've been to a
Ted's.
It's not bad.
Yeah, that's a good
Never
one.
eat bison.
Good buzzer beater. What else? House, you got something to play hockey?
Well, I'll just say real quick on hockey. Listen, I'm happy.
Well, that's a
I
pile
miss
on
Gritty
house
already.
episode.
I miss Gritty too. The Flyers were fine. Carolina, basically everything Moose said last week was wrong. So
Another loss for Toronto.
Love it.
Buffalo can't be beaten. There's no way Montreal can hang with them. Who cares about Anaheim? Blah, blah, blah. Anaheim is scary. They're going to give Vegas a run. The Wild game was fun last night, but I do think the Avalanche will be just fine. I think Carolina look, they set a record. There's never been a team since they expanded to being best of 7 every round that has won the first 8 of those. So Carolina has not lost yet in the playoffs, and they're going to face a team coming off of probably a 6-game or 7-game series in Buffalo and Montreal. So I don't know. I think we're headed for Carolina, Colorado. We'll wait and see.
Number 1 and number 2.
But that would be really fun. Really great hockey. Yeah.
Go Whalers.
Go Whalers.
I was going to say something else about
Montreal's
the Buzzers.
Going to run out of steam soon.
So just as our listeners are looking for sports things to follow this week, besides everything we talked about with PGA and everything else in the playoffs, you will get your NFL schedule release. Wednesday are the international games. Thursday is the whole league schedule. That's kind of become pretty fun. And if you care at all about soccer, we're unleashing, starting today with Bosnia-Herzegovina, we're unleashing the World Cup teams. They're releasing who it is that made the team. And if you follow world soccer, it's pretty fun to see who actually makes the cut in all of these teams. The U.S. team doesn't come. Starts in about 38 days. Yeah.
About 38 days?
The U.S. team isn't announced for a couple weeks. That will be exciting too. But yeah, go World Cup.
Got to pour out if we're done with buzzers.
Just one other quick buzzer. Actually, 2 buzzers. Big upset in the NCAA lacrosse tournament yesterday with the Hoyas knocking out UVA. That was a pretty big upset.
Yeah, that was bad.
I'm sure Petty was not too happy about that.
The Petties were there.
That's right. His son was on the team,
their
right?
son on. Yeah. He got some good playing time too.
Bummer. Hoya Saxa. And then also, did you see that Formula One has relented, and next year they are going to be changing the cars, the engines back from a 50-50 battery power to petrol, and it's going to go 60-40 next year. So
that's going to be the difference maker.
Well, they took in after whatever changes they had in Miami, they listened to the drivers, and there are going to be some changes to the power units again.
60-40 may not be enough.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our pour out, Pope.
Kind of dovetailing on Rooster with Ted Turner. This was a big week for the Atlanta Braves from a loss standpoint. Bobby Cox, their longtime manager, managed for 4,500 games over 24 years, 14 straight division titles, which is amazing. I grew up a Braves fan, and they sucked forever until Bobby Cox came on the scene. Cultivated, Chipper and Glavine, Smoltz, Maddox, those guys. What a great run! 5 pennants. I guess the one criticism of
couldn't
Cox
get past the Yankees.
He got 1 World Series in
That's crazy. Only one out of those 15
One
wins.
out of those 14 division titles and 5 pennants, just one. But one of the great managers of all time, longevity and success, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2014. Bobby Cox left his mark on baseball, and pour one out.
I spent 8 years living in Atlanta during that the reign of 14 consecutive division titles, and I would dare you to find a team record that is probably more impressive than winning 14 division championships in a row.
In the modern baseball, for sure.
Yeah. And, the Braves always played the game the right way, played it hard. Bobby Cox had some off-the-field issues that you can't ignore, but he had that team they played baseball the right way. I think he has the record for most ejections as a manager. Although
That's right. I forgot about that.
Probably
like 158, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. I do think that that record may be in trouble, though.
Who was the pitching coach with him? He was
Leo
also great.
Mazzilli, right?
Mazzoni or
Mazzilli,
the mustache.
Yeah.
He was great.
Yep.
They had a good
institutions in Atlanta.
Top to bottom.
Yep. All right. Anybody got anything else? All right. Good show, guys.
Go Birds.
See ya
soon.
The Whalers.
Later.